forced cross-border movement of people has adversely affected countries in the MENA region. Countries in the region are left to their own devices to provide protection to people on the move. The arrival of displaced people to Europe only add up to 0.2% of Europe's population, as compared to 25% in Lebanon, for example.
The current situation threatens the long-term stability of Europe and the MENA region. It requires our urgent attention.
This is a global challenge requiring synchronized global solutions. For this, we must mobilize a common agenda of sustainable solutions that transform the human experiences of those who are suffering.
And when EU leaders are struggling to reconcile their values and the political pressure from their electorate, we have a problem that leaves it to us, the civil society, to support them by proposing ways, exploring options, supporting initiatives.
The rise of populism in Europe and of extremist violence in the MENA region is threatening the founding pillars of multicultural societies. During the panel debate, the panelists agreed that collaboration among people of different faiths is key to alleviate tensions and promote peace.
I firmly believe that dialogue and practical cooperation among Christians and Muslims and all people of faith and of goodwill can eventually eliminate the tensions arising from a lack of direct familiarity with people whose cultures, faith, traditions, and ethnic identities may differ from their own.
In our experience, and as also mentioned previously by Monsignor Vitillo, the cooperation in the humanitarian field of faith-based institutions also creates a bond of mutual trust and confidence amongst people of different religions.
Reducing vulnerabilities for people on the move is vital to address the adverse impact of forced displacement. IOM and UNHCR have taken numerous initiatives in harnessing the power of global mobility and addressing the push and pull factors of migration.
Over 20 years of experience of implementing transition and recovery programs that move beyond humanitarian response by addressing the root causes of forced migration.
IOM's work, it's about migration. So it's about before people move, while they move, and after they moved. So we address the environmental issues before. It's about disaster risk reduction or solution for people to stay, so invest in water management so people do not have to move.
For us, one of the key principles is access to territory. That means persons who are in need of international protection are able to move to another country, to cross a border and to seek protection and to seek asylum.
We put it as a top priority to make the connection between human mobility in its forced and voluntary forms and what happens as impacts of climate change on our planet today.
A permanent solution to the migrant and refugee crisis rests on the ability of decision makers in the West and the Arab region to formulate joint proposals. Multilateralism and consensus building must guide decision makers in their endeavors to achieve this goal.
The issue requires a global solution, a global effort. Both North and South, have to work together and to find a solution permanently, to this problem.
We need a global platform to monitor and to hold member states accountable for taking a fair share of responsibility. If we do that, we will see a change.
This phobia about immigrants, once you give the figures and you explain that Europe cannot become competitive, cannot become viable without immigrants, that will change the situation.
It's not a problem, it's a feature of human nature. That's how life has been always on the planet, and it will continue to be like this. So it's not a problem, it's a reality that we have to deal with.
The objective of this endeavor was to promote a greater awareness of the fact that migration was at the same time a challenge, but it was at the same time an opportunity, and it was also an issue that had to be discussed, not just in isolation with given countries or regions, but it was a global challenge that had to be addressed at the world level.